happening.
Yeah, Tony, just watching a little ball game here and ready for a weekend. Should be a good one. I mean, we know it's a big holiday, so we got some auto racing, don't forget, and I don't know, other sports as well, but we'll be ready to go with more playoff action. Just taking a break tonight. Well, unscheduled. We'd like to have some games, but those sweeps doomed us a little bit. But that's okay. We'll be back with more playoffs. We'll do it with baseball tonight and some other things.
Yeah, a little break tonight, but we still have a hockey series out there, still an NBA series out there that may go seven. And no matter what, the NBA Finals will begin here on June the first on Thursday. A lot of time off for the Nuggets, so a lot of Q&A on NBA TV with the Nuggets head coach, bringing in players. What do you do? What do you do? Well, I remember this is kind of what the Lakers were back in the day. They used to run these little mini camps back in Palm Springs back in the day when they had to kill 10 days when they'd sweep their first round opponent, Ramon, and they faced someone who knocked their opponent off in 7 games. So that's what you have a lot of time. But we get here tonight's game here with the Giants and the Brewers. Tonight, the Brewers here are going to be laying $1.25, total of 8.
Yeah, Tony, let me check here. I actually have, I'm going to throw a curveball on you here. I was coming in with the Padres tonight,
Oh, are you?
actually.
Padres, were you? Okay, maybe that was me thinking Giants Brewers. All right, go ahead. Yeah, go with the Padres. That's right. You were on the Padre game. That's right. I'll fix that.
Maybe I shouldn't be. Am I right?
No, go with it. That's what you're on. Go on. Yeah, that was. I, for some reason, I had the Giants Padres. Maybe that game. Maybe that's something you had yesterday. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. All right, go ahead.
The Padres tonight and the Yankees. Well, I don't know, rematch of their World Series encounter in 1996. Believe it or not, back then. Anyways, the Padres. They big breaking news. They just won a series. That was a big deal. They That was kind of their strong point last year. Even though they weren't a team that put many big winning streaks together, they would win every series, constantly grinding. Not this year, and they've won just 5 of their last 17 games, including 3 of their last 4 games. Padres did be able to pull off a win yesterday against the Nationals to win the series against the Nationals. So maybe they can turn things around a little bit. Try not to be critical of the team every time I'm on the show because that's my team to support. But it's been tough because of their gigantic payroll and their inability to hit and fulfill their payroll, fulfill their salaries. I mean, this is a bad offense that just can't seem to get it together. They don't have any cohesiveness, really. In this batting order. So it's been a real struggle. I mean, they're one of the teams that played more unders than any team in baseball. In their last 29 games, the Padres have gone over just 6 times. And on the road this season, 23 games, they've gone over just 6 times. So Joe Musgrove gets the ball today. He has not put together his expected form. Now, he did come in missing the first month of the season with a toe injury, and maybe, just maybe, it's not a 100%. How could it be necessarily? It's still been just another month since that. It was a broken toe, so, it healed, but you still got to drive with that. It was his drive foot, so that's kind of been the issue with him. He's also been a victim of a lack of run support. He's 1-2 with a 6.75 ERA, 0-2 with a 4.6 ERA in his last 3 starts. I do expect him to get a little bit more form together. Whether or not he'll ever fulfill maybe unfathomable, if you will, expectations for Musgrove. Maybe too high of expectations, considering, yeah, he's a very good professional pitcher. Came in here and did some things for the Padres that has never been done. So, and he's a San Diego native, so he gets a little bit special treatment. But right now, he's not necessarily having a good start to his season. He is facing the Yankees for the first time in his career, but he has not gone more 6 innings yet this season. So we'll see plenty of this Padres bullpen today. One of the better bullpens around, 3.36 ERA and a 1.19 WHIP. For the Yankees, they pushed Severino back a little bit. Domingo Herman is facing a suspension. He is suspended. So what's gone on here is the Yankees have called up a cold rookie, probably just for one, maybe two starts, but maybe one, and that's Randy Vasquez from the Dominican Republic. He's a top 10 Yankees prospect, but really getting this start because of the suspension to Ramon. He would not be up here with the club right now, so we will get a look at him. He's 1-5 with a 4.85 ERA so far this season at AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre. For the Yankees, they're hot with the bats again, Tony. They did just lose two straight, couldn't only come up with a run against the Orioles last night. What a season Baltimore's had. The Yankees, kind of funny that they're in third place behind red hot teams Tampa Bay and Baltimore because they're playing very, very well. The offense is starting to click, no doubt about it. They're 15-7 in their last 22 games. I will note they are just 13-16 to the under at home, majority of under games at home. Yankee Stadium, you think of the Yankees offense and how good it is, but it does play as a pretty big park. Uh, certainly there are some spots to hit some home runs, and especially in right field. And we know the dimensions of the famous dimensions, really. But Yankee Stadium does play as one of the bigger parks currently in baseball. Now, for Vasquez, probably don't expect too much out of him. Maybe just once, try to get through the order twice. But the Yankees do have the number one bullpen, I think, in Major League Baseball statistically. They have the lowest ERA, 2.97. They have a 1.22 WHIP, also one of the top five out of all the bullpens. So I'm going to end up going under in this game. It's a whole run higher than we were expecting because of the insertion of Vasquez here to make this start. So it's gone all the way up here to 9.5, Tony, today. And so I'm going to end up on the under here in this one. Yankee lineup is hot. I think Musgrove, you're going to certainly get a workman life. I don't think he'll be a type of pitcher that, anything can happen, but I don't think he'll get bombed out of there in the first or second inning. As long as he's working through, he'll get his full complement in. Even though he has not had a quality start yet, he'll be one that can go as long as he can go. Unless there's some disaster, which would put this game as a loss for an under, I'm sure. Other than that, though, normally he'll just work through and get to 5 or hopefully 6 innings. I would imagine a lot has to do with how much he can tolerate and things like that. So, look, this Yankee lineup, look, Aaron Judge has been absolutely incredible of late. No one's doubting that. Gleyber Torres has been hot as well. Some of the others in the lineup, they could use look, they're all clicking to a certain extent, but Harrison Bader, DJ, Volpe, Cabrera, Calhoun. So these names aren't necessarily totally murderer's row, but still doing a nice job. But it's the Padres, Tony. Now I can get into the diatribe a little bit. I mean, Tatis, he should have a great game every time. It seems like Cronenworth has been pretty strong too, but Soto's been a huge disappointment so far. Bogarts probably earning his keep to a certain extent, but Padres, have stuck with Matt Carpenter in there. Look, he's a cool guy. He's a great teammate. Got all the experience in the world. Former Yankee here. So kind of interesting. So is Roned Odor, who hit the big home run last night, also a former Yankee. But it just kind of stands out. I've always been a Matt Carpenter fan, so I'm glad to have him. I hope it all works out. I hope that he fits in the lineup just well. But he's getting these at bats in this spot, and I don't know if he's part of a championship lineup necessarily. Hassan Kim, he took one off the knee big time. I don't know if he'll be able to go in this one at all. So the Padres may have to do a little bit of shifting around. Maybe that's where you'll see. I don't know what their strategy is going to be actually as far as where they'll go with the lineup. Maybe Kim could be in there, but it looked bad the way he left the game yesterday with an injury. I haven't seen the report actually yet. I would imagine he could be actually sidelined for a while. So beyond that, Grisham, continues to, struggle at times. He can come up with the big play, but he's played such good defense. You're going to have him in there certainly. And now the Padres have ended up with uh, Sullivan in there a little bit, a pretty raw character. So I'm going to end up with the under in this one at 9.5, Tony. And hopefully, I'll just tell you, I'll text you and let you know what's going on since I see it's on Apple TV there, so you'll never see this one.
That's right. Ramon here on the under, Padres and Yankees under 9.5. And of course, as Ramon said, trending heavily here to the under are the Padres. 17 actually to the under here, 8-1 in the interleague. They're 12-4 the under against right-handed starters. And also to note here, on the road, 15-6 to the under, and also in these tightly contested games where you've got Padres either at -125 to +125, the under comes in at 8-1. So usually, if that's the case, Padres have pretty good starting pitching. You're going to have a good starter you're going to face here. Lots of under. Of course, remember Musgrove's numbers a little skewed because he did pitch 3 innings in Mexico City, giving up those 7 runs. So, but still over his past. Over his past 3 starts, he's given up about, since the Mexico City, he's given up 8 earned runs here in about 15 and 2/3 innings. But one thing to note here with this Vasquez, you're going to get a pretty good Yankee bullpen behind him. And of course, the Yankees here the Padres over the past 10 games hitting under 200. That's the big story with these Padres. Just can't get the bats going.
Tough to figure out, I mean, does it matter, are they taking a batting practice? They've had to do some shuffling a little bit, mainly Melvin trying to find the right combinations, and of course, like I said, I make a big joke about it. The money falling out of their pockets when they're trying to round the bases, but they can't get on base, so you never see that happen, I guess, and it's just been a huge, huge disappointment. I've followed Padres Twitter during the games every
Yeah,
night.
and they moved the fences in, right? They've done that for the Padres.
Yeah, well, their situation with that ballpark, at home, does play a little big. It is also a West Coast park, so I'm not too much worried about that there. And again, I think Yankee Stadium plays big, even though there's obviously some easy targets out there for specific hitters. Look at the Yankee scores, for example. A lot of times, anytime they can explode, they have an explosive offense right now. Certainly earning their money in this season so far, Tony. Even though they're staring up at those other 2 teams, uh, I think you'd be hard pressed to still look. The Rays have a bit of a handicap now with several games ahead of the Yankees, but is it sustainable throughout the whole season? The way the Orioles are going, this American League East is absolutely terrific when you think about it, up and down this season right now. Obviously, the best division I would think in the major leagues, and it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Yankees
Yeah, they're going
to run every
they're,
game actually.
yeah, they're going to have to give up some prospects and go out and get a bat. Looks like by the All-Star break, if they have the prospects, in the minor leagues, that's the question mark. So we'll see how that rolls here. Padres, Yankees under 9.5. This one's 7 p.m. Eastern time over on the Apple TV. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at TonySpicks.com for today's action. Of course, Ramon posted top unit producer over at TonySpicks.com with 3,783 units of profit. All document over at TonySpicks.com, so you can verify those numbers. Go into Ramon's handicapper page. Go down to pick history. All right, Ramon, we have baseball on the board, some WNBA as well. What do you have going on over at the site?
Well, let me lead off with this, Tony, because it's coming up at the top of the hour. I have a college baseball package for today, and if anybody followed me last season, we crushed college baseball, and I only get involved in the postseason with premium picks. It's just too hard to follow the whole regular season, so this is what I look for right now, and I've got a 3-pack in college baseball. If you're looking for something to tide you over, I know we got the Cubs game now, but we know we have to wait a few more hours. If you want to get involved in a little something right now, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and pick up this college baseball 3-pack. My numbers absolutely were outstanding in college baseball last season. I only played during the postseason. We're in conference tournaments right now, trying to earn bids, trying to win bids to get into the NCAA tournament. And I have a college 3-pack right now for $30. Should be pretty. I'm pretty fired up about having this package here today. I've only played 1 game so far, in these conference tournaments. And it was in the ACC, and this card tonight does include an ACC game. In fact, I think it's yes, two games from the ACC are in this package, and we already had a winner the other night with Clemson. So if you want something that's going to get you started before you have to wait for the Major League Baseball card tonight, this college baseball pack will be well underway by the time the MLB card starts. Then I've got an MLB 3 pack for $30 with some early release games. These will be at the early portion of the card that gets underway. Might be all I have tonight. Do you want to take a look at a few more lineups? But 6 games, hey, why not just get the weekend pass right now? Get the 3 day going over at tonyspicks.com. That way you'll be involved for all my picks this weekend, including NBA playoffs with the Heat and the Celtics, NHL playoffs with the Stars and the Knights. So pick up the weekend package here with me. And look, it's going to be a great weekend. It's a holiday weekend. If you're out and about and you're going to be busy, you can just pick up the package. You don't have to do any work. I'll make all the plays for you. You could be at your favorite restaurant, watering hole with your family, friends, and keep your eye on the scores and the games. Or you can ride with me, just watching the games this weekend and winning with Ramon. So pick it up, 3 packs in college baseball and professional baseball. Still looking at the WNBA tonight, Tony, but Mindy and I did come to a consensus on both games. We swept the card last night with 2 sides. We are on a couple of sides tonight. So don't forget about our team steam over at tonyspicks.com, Mindy and I, when we have our premium consensus. You can go back and watch the show. Plays are there. You can, scroll to that section if you want. But if you want to save time and get our picks, you can subscribe to them also right here at tonyspicks.com. Since the show picks are free, I would encourage everyone, as always, to use that promo code TonyT checkout to save the 20%. But like I said, we did hit both of our plays last night in the WNBA, and we're on a couple of sides today in the WNBA. So I don't want to slight that at all. You saw that we had the standout record there for yesterday on top of the leaderboard when we started the show. And it's been interesting, Tony, maybe kind of, we haven't had a monster day, but over the last 2 weeks, Mindy and I have been putting together just, it seems like a winning package every night. Just sometimes 1 or 2 games over in the green, and getting it done. So emphasis on in the green. Inside joke. Maybe I'll let you know about it later. But that's what we do, Tony. When you see our numbers there, profitable, we're in the green. So you can see also handicapper leaderboard 2.0. Before you want to, if you want to commit to that college baseball package, I encourage you to use that fancy leaderboard that Tony has developed there that allows you to kind of break down the records of everybody. You could choose college baseball, go back to 2022, and look at my record from last year. I guarantee once you see that, if you were interested in a package or showing interest, you will immediately be clicking on the purchase button. That's profit guaranteed tonight here at Tony'sPicks.com. I must show a profit, or you'll get credits back to your Tony's account to use with me or another handicapper here at Tony's Picks. But college baseball is kind of my thing, Tony. So I feel pretty good that we can build up our units a little bit here today and this weekend, because a little bit more action in the conference tournaments tomorrow as well as we get ready for the field of super regionals here, or in regionals. I'm sorry, regional action here in college baseball. We'll get that field this weekend and see who's in, who's out as we head towards the College World Series. So I would say it's not something where, Tony, because we've had our website here for over a year. So you can go through and I guess find some other handicappers or go on Twitter, try to find some other picks if you don't want to do the research yourself. But uh, you could just go with me because if you look around, I have a track record. Our picks are fully documented here at Tony's Picks. That's the way he's developed it. That's why I've joined Tony, because you could just, anybody can put those records up there on Twitter. It's hard to even find anyone who will track college baseball like Tony does. So that's kind of why I'm here and why you can take a look at my past record in college baseball and be confident in your handicapper. That would be me this weekend, Tony, for the colleges, because you're just not going to find many people doing it. And, this is the time of year where we're kind of short sports a little bit. Uh, I wouldn't say short. This is the normal pattern. This is what we have this type of year. And a lot of people just maybe they have baseball picks or whatever. We're hardcore. You and I, Mindy, and some of our handicappers totally hardcore when it comes to Major League Baseball. So we make picks every day. But I've already proven myself in college baseball. Yeah, it's just one track season here, but I like college baseball a lot, and I follow it. Follow mostly, I read about college baseball and look at statistical information. I mean, it's hard to follow a lot of games. There's a lot of teams. Now we're whittled it down or whatever, but that's what you do as a handicapper. You follow the data and the storylines a little bit, and there's not really as beat writers or so, but there are people out there who cover these tournaments and tell you who's pitching and things like that. And check out also, Tony, I'll mention my sponsored video also has a play in college baseball tonight and explain to you exactly why the pick that I gave out in there. So it's not like, you go in there and it's just a pick. I tell you why we're on that selection, as well as my write-ups have information as well that you can take kind of moving forward for the rest of the season. So just kind of tout my college baseball package here for today, since you'll get probably, I would say, over the next, as we go all the way to the College World Series over the next month, probably going to, be a dozen, 15, maybe even more plays from me. So maybe get the monthly package there too, because it's again, Tony. I'll send it to you because you talked about my record, and well, that's what you do is you hype us up and kind of tout our strong points. So you remember.
That's right, guys. Got both most got over at TonySpeaks.com. Good results. You see unit producer, top unit producer over at TonySpeaks.com. 3,783 units of profit, all documented over at TonySpeaks.com. Great year in 2022 as well. Ramon on the board tonight here with action here with this 3-pack here from Major League Baseball. Also 3-pack from college baseball as well, NCAA baseball. It's televised. There's ACC network out there. There's SEC network out there. There's also the Pac-12 network out there, Big Ten network out there. There's ESPN Plus. Hey, these channels need content. Guess what? They put these games on TV. You can find them. I'm watching Duke in Miami right now. And there's even the MAC is on ESPN Plus. There's lots of college baseball everywhere to follow the sport. If you need day action, well, there's day action. There's these college baseball games up. And guess what? In the summertime, there's Summer League, because Ramon had monster Summer League last year, or documented Summer League last year. So lots of these peripheral sports guys. Get on board with Ramon's got at TonySpeaks.com. Those 2-3 packs from baseball, get on board. I'm pretty sure you can watch these games. If they're ACC, you can watch them because they're on ESPN Plus, ACC Network. Occasionally they may be on the big one, but I think the softball is getting a lot of the ESPN coverage right now. But anyway, yeah, they are. Don't want to get Mindy mad and they throw this on ESPN Plus and the conference tournaments. They're on the big channels. But anyway, get on board here with Ramon. You see the 3 packs here from baseball, NCAA baseball. Of course, Ramon mentioned the long-term passes. You can consider. You want to try out Ramon. That on Fridays, that 3-day pass is a really good seller for the weekend warriors. All Ramon's premium plays for 3 days. That covers all his Major League Baseball, college baseball, NBA, NHL. If he delves into soccer, that's also part of it. We're kind of getting to the point of the year where Ramon looks at soccer. He maybe throw some MLS in there. Sometimes, once in a while, you'll get a League MX from him. Also, tennis as well could be a possibility. So lots of peripheral sports. And no UFC this week, but next week there will be a UFC card. If you go longer term with that 1 month pass, it'll cover all the UFC. So Ramon is active in the summer with a lot of content. So with the peripheral sports, so make sure you get on board with Ramon Scott at TonySpeaks.com. Promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see there in the description, then click the All Cappers tab. You'll land on his page and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at TonySpeaksRamon. More content from you there. well, they'll find you. Also in the archive right now is your morning steam show from this morning. That's up there right now. If you're looking for WNBA picks, that's there, as well as the baseball and more. And of course, sometimes you even dabble in with the spring football, maybe some of that as well. Usually, you'll get that from Ramon as we head into a weekend of spring football. But again, also Discord as well.
Yeah, we don't cover those leagues here on Tony's Picks, but I usually am able to kind of get it out there in the free plays and everything. Definitely into the spring leagues. We finished the XFL with a pretty strong run. Those are all free plays. I'll put them in the Discord. I'll put them in different spots. Hey, if you're looking for a spot, I'd say take Duke right now against Miami. They are down 2-1 in this game. I do like them to win this game. There was a pretty big move a little bit to Miami, but I'll give out a little free play there as I fix my background here. Take Duke right now if you want. And you mentioned Liga MX. I'm just kicking myself, Tony. Last night in the first leg of the finals, I thought, no way these teams are going to get much together. I'm really just reporting on the game now to you, but it's 0-0 after the first after the first leg. I knew it would be very little scoring in that game. Should add a premium on that one. So, anyways, pick up my college baseball winner with the sponsored video here on the website. I'll also send something out. You see, follow me on Twitter at Tony's Picks Ramon. I'll find another play for you today. Maybe more college baseball because, how about, hey, Tony, how about this? I got a 2-teamer for you in college baseball free pick. For you right here with some of that ACC action. Wake Forest tonight against Notre Dame. I think they're in a pretty good spot. And these teams are about $1.75, maybe even up to $2 each. Kansas State and Wake Forest. That's my 2-teamer for you here on the show. If I may, Tony, just squeeze it in like that, just to kind of promote my college baseball package. If anyone has any reservations about getting involved, these are a couple of $2 plays, so I don't want to necessarily just give them out as premiums or anything. I think K-State is having an epic. They've never been this good, really, or run this deep. They run into Kansas here, and man, K-State is having an unprecedented run right now with their season. They're a huge favorite today at like $2 right now. So pair them up with Wake Forest today, Tony. A little 2-teamer there in college baseball. I'll use this platform to kind of tease that a little bit. Can't do much about the price. It is what it is. So maybe a little 2-team money line parlay there for you. Everybody always wants a little parlay action, and that goes off also at the top of the hour. That K-State Kansas game. So it's Kansas State minus about $2 to Wake Forest minus about $2. So now I'll find something else to give you there on Twitter. And yeah, don't forget, we're back with more Morning Steam. Mindy and I will probably talk a little college softball if anybody's into that. We don't cover that on the channel on the site just yet. I don't know. Maybe I think at the tournament level we might have a little something. I know Mindy will be involved. She's been watching this tournament a little bit, even more than I have, even though I'm watching a couple of teams in particular quite heavily. So check that out. We'll have more information on that on the Morning Steam tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific, on the Tony'sPicks.com YouTube channel. We'll have our Morning Steam show on Saturday. We'll preview all the baseball, of course, get into some playoff action as we preview the entire professional betting card, if you will. But I'll have more free plays, and I'll be into the college baseball still this weekend. So there are more things to do to get involved with here. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to go south of the border. Maybe some Mexican League action. I don't know. But anyway, should be a pretty I'll find things to do. If everybody else is even busy, I'll still be hard at work.
That's right, guys. So more content from Ramon over at Tony's Picks Ramon. Of course, you can find the embedded free pick video on the homepage over at Tony'sPicks.com. Go down to free play of the day. So there you go with Ramon Scott. All right, Ramon, as always, great having your show. See that success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Have a good weekend, Tony. Thank you.
Yeah, Ramon Scott.